this is Sam De La Rosa. You're watching Gem Mint Collectibles. Check it out. Stay minty fresh.
Yeah, on reverse flash, they can't stand it. Comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable. Something like Gem Mint Collectibles, ayy.
What's going on, Geminites? Gem Mint here. We're going to go over today's new comic books. We're going to do a non-spoiler review for Wednesday, February 26th. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by ThatSpiderManBooth.com. They have $30 mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value. If you use the code GEMMINT, you'll get $10 off. And the giveaway prize, this book will be in one of these boxes that'll run from today until Saturday, is an Iron Man 55 CBCS 7.5, the first appearance of Thanos and Drax. One lucky person is going to get that giveaway prize. So that's SpiderManBooth.com. Use the code GEMMINT at checkout and get yourself $10 off. Alright guys, first off, Marvel Comics sent us a few comics early, so we appreciate that. And let's talk really quick about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This wasn't on my pull list, but I'm glad that they sent it because it kind of gives you a glimpse of what to expect from the Disney Plus show. I really like the banter between Sam and Bucky. It's really good, kind of like that good cop, bad cop kind of vibe. The story wasn't really too interesting in the beginning, but there is this antagonist that shows up at the end that's kind of got me interested on reading more of this run. We have our first giant size from Hickmans Dont of X. This is the giant size Jean Grey and Emma Frost. So this is really like a silent issue. There is like very little dialogue in the beginning and the end, but basically what you have here is that we stumble across Storm, who's passed out on the ground. It seems like she kind of crashed from the sky and fell. Jean and Emma go into her mind, and it's a very psychedelic type of experience. A lot of dope colors. The artwork is great, and it has to be, right, because there's no dialogue. The artwork's done by Dauterman. Hickman did come up with the plot and the little bit of a dialogue that's there. It is a $5 book that really is just art, just so you guys know. I definitely enjoyed it. I liked all the pinks and purples and the colors and the different type of psychic animals that were inside Storm's mind. You had like this tiger and lion. You had this elephant with butterfly wings. So it's a pretty trippy issue. Alright, so IDW's Dying is Easy. I missed issue 2 last week, so I picked up issues 2 and 3. I really like this. It's about an ex-cop who's trying to make it as a stand-up comic who almost gets framed for murder, and we don't really know if it's framed or what happened. He's wanted. He can't really turn himself in because if he goes to jail, he put in a bunch of criminals that are in that jail. So he's kind of trying to solve his own case to clear his name. Very dark humor. Joe Hill writing this. This guy is the hardest working man in comics as far as I'm concerned, and I'm really enjoying this run by IDW. Speaking of Joe Hill, we have Basket Full of Heads issue 5. We're finally getting a different pace and a different tone from this run. It's not just this woman that's chopping people's heads off and having this like witty banter back and forth. She gets captured in the last issue, so it's like an interrogation, and we're finding out what's going down on this island, what's going on with her boyfriend. What is it, Eli something, E-L? It's starting to unravel here, so interesting stuff from Basket Full of Heads. Sean Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth's Curse of the White Knight. This is book 7. This was a dope book, man. So the whole premise behind this Curse of the White Knight goes back to the Wayne family and the foundation of Gotham, and we're learning that maybe the Waynes were not really the saviors that we were led to believe. We get a big reveal here by Batman. You have to read it. I think it's a great run. I love the Jack Napier stuff. Harley Quinn, one of the best portrayals that I've seen of her in comics besides Harleen. But you have, Batman versus Azrael. It's going to be an epic showdown when this concludes. So Suicide Squad 3 by Taylor, Redondo, and Lucas. Suicide Squad is okay. It's kind of fun. We kind of got like a Mission Impossible, nothing is what it seems kind of thing going on here with the Suicide Squad. They do have some brutal deaths, and it is kind of fun. I don't know. It's just okay. Alright guys, my shop didn't do me dirty. I told you they forgot my Batman 89 last week, and it was true. They had it waiting for me this week. And then I picked up this Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen issue 3. So this is the first cameo of Joker's new sidekick, Punchline, and this is her first full appearance, which is only really a couple of panels. Going into the Batman book, I know this is from last week, but we get a glimpse of the designer. This is James Tynion IV. Awesome artwork here. Who's the creative team? Pagulayan, March, Mickey, and Maury. The artwork in this book is amazing. It looks like we have this pact with the designer and all the top villains in Gotham, and it looks like Catwoman was part of that, but the problem is she's a good guy now, so it looks like Batman's going to find out some secret about Catwoman. Awesome Harley Quinn Catwoman team up here, and like I said, you get a Punchline cameo where she's just talking to Joker. In Hell Arisen, I haven't read issues 1 or 2, but it seems like it just picks up where all this Batman Who Laughs stuff left off, so I feel like I didn't really miss anything. Punchline doesn't really do much. He's just kind of working as like a henchman for the Joker here. This is really about the Batman Who Laughs who put together a team of heroes that are infected, but Lex Luthor has put together a team of villains to combat him. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic that you got going on with this hell Arisen. Jumping over to Marvel, we have Star Wars issue 3. I really enjoyed this. I think these modern Star Wars books are awesome. It gives me a new appreciation for Lando, because in the movies he kind of looked like a sellout, and then he came back later and okay, you kind of helped us out. So this really shed some light on what he actually did to win back the favor from the rebels. It also shows us how Luke gets his lightsaber back, because when Darth Vader cuts off his hand and the lightsaber falls, he just magically has it back in the next movie. I like how this is tying up the loose ends on things that happened off screen during the movies. Alright, we got Matthew Rosenberg, Juanan Ramirez, and Federico Blee on Force Works 2020 issue 1. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this Iron Man 2020 event, man, but Force Works was pretty cool. It's kind of like the XForce team for this Iron Man world. It's like this Black Ops team that consists of War Machine, you have US Agent, Quake, and Mockingbird, and they're basically this task force, Force Works, who are combating the robot rebellion. I don't know. The story's not too interesting, but the characters were pretty dope. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough for me to get through this event. So, Spider-Man Daily Bugle issue 2 comes out. I'm enjoying this little mini-series. It's kind of cool. We have this imposter Spider-Man accidentally kills somebody that they try to web up and leave for the police. So, there's this investigation against that. We don't know who it is, but we know it's not Spider-Man because the webbing takes 10 hours to dissolve rather than 1 hour like Spider-Man. This is more of a Peter Parker book. You're seeing more of Peter at the Bugle. You're seeing Robbie Robinson's daughter as one of the reporters with Ben Urich. It's a pretty fun issue. It's issue 2. It's only a 5-issue miniseries, so, you know, we'll probably ride this one out to the end. Avengers of the Wasteland issue 2. I'm really digging this series so far. You know, this is in the future. This is like Old Man Logan era. So you have a different Captain America, a different Thor, a different Ant-Man, and we're getting the origins of this Captain America. This ain't your Steve Rogers. So I really like that, and I like this universe. You know, it's like this kind of barren wasteland type of nomads running wild type of stuff. The artwork is good. I like the story, so it's keeping my interest. Yeah, Ed Brisson and Jonas Scarf with Niraj Menon. Brisson also on Ghost Rider 5. So this takes place after that pick of the week that I had a couple of weeks ago. What was it? That Ghost Rider one-shot? I forget what it was. Lilith is the mother of Vengeance or something. So anyway, as you can see from the cover, we have cameos from Punisher and Wolverine. You have Danny Ketch as the... what was it of Vengeance? Yeah, Danny Ketch is the Spirit of Corruption. That's who he is on the cover here. He's no longer the Spirit of Vengeance. And it's kind of the same kind of thing we've been building up this whole time. Johnny Blaze is out of control. He's on the throne of hell. He's got Mephisto, who was held prisoner by Doctor Strange. So, I don't know. This one didn't really move along the plot too much forward, but I don't know. I still like this Ghost Rider run. All right, Punisher Soviet issue 4, Garth Ennis. I was really digging this run. This was like an interrogation of the woman that we see on the cover from Punisher and Valerie. And she's like that big drug kingpin, his like 5th wife, right? So she's spilling the tea. A lot of violence, a couple of cool action scenes. You can't go wrong with Garth Ennis on a max title with Punisher. And this one flows good, man. I feel like it was a long time since the previous issue came out, though. But I enjoyed picking back up on this story. All right, guys, so we only really have like these 2 books that are kind of like the aftermath of Absolute Carnage, except for Venom, but he's kind of already on a whole other thing. So Ravencroft really has little to do with Absolute Carnage, except for that a lot of that stuff took place at Ravencroft. So you still have Jameson, Man-Wolf here, you still have Kingpin, and they put together this cabal of employees for Ravencroft, kind of a sketchy group of people. It looks like Kingpin's got some dark secrets in Ravencroft and is coming back to bite him from the past. Excellent artwork here. This is written by, Terry, artwork by Unzeta, Luis, and Rosenberg. I like the Ravencroft series. The Scream series, too, I'm really surprised that this is still going on. This is Chapman, Brown, Monaghan, and Barreto. I'm pretty surprised that this is more than like a 3-issue miniseries. But you have Scream fighting this underwater Grendel, this big, humongous symbiote that's kind of been dormant underwater in the cold and brewing all this time, waiting for Noel to show up. It's a pretty cool emotional type of book with Andy and the Scream symbiote, her abandonment issues with her family and with Flash and all this stuff. So I'm gonna keep going with Scream. I'm not sure how long they plan to keep this going, but I'm down for the ride. We got Jessica Jones Blind Spot issue 4. I'm continuing to love this run. Kelly Thompson. The artwork was amazing. Who was the artwork? Mattia de Elise. Amazing artwork. We're finally getting we finally get the reveal on who is this person that's trying to kill these female superheroes. And it wasn't really what it seems. We find out what happened to the female who originally came to Jessica to try to investigate her boyfriend, that, she ended up dead. So they're trying to, find out what the connection is. Anyway, powerful stuff with Spider-Man here. I had a little bit of a scare. I was like, oh man, no they didn't. But excellent run. I definitely am digging this Jessica Jones. All right, Avengers Defenders Tarot issue 3. As you can see by the cover, we kind of went off the rails here. It went into like zany, silly zone. So, they kind of lost me here. The thing with the Defenders and Avengers is that you can do a lot with it. They had some Galactus stuff, some Silver Surfer stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just basically this villain Diablo playing with these tarot cards that's kind of messing with reality. I don't know how much longer I could keep it up with tarot, though. It kind of lost me with the zaniness and this kind of like, I don't even know, like Speed Racer mixed with Five Goes West characters on the front. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's jump into the Dawn of X title. So New Mutants issue 8. This is by Breeson as well. Man's writing a lot. I wasn't really digging this one that much. This is basically Boom Boom and them after leaving that whole thing that happened with Beak and his family. They're basically investigating these monsters that are hanging around Krakoa portals and who are eating mutants and kind of terrorizing that area. So basically it's just a fight scene between those monsters, or kind of like dragon dog looking creatures. And we get a glimpse of who's responsible at the end, but I don't know if it's a character that we're familiar with because I didn't know who it was. So it was okay, but I haven't really been digging a lot of the New Mutants run on this Dawn of X. Put these other books down so you don't see the pick of the week. X-Men Fantastic Four issue 2, Chip Zdarsky. Love Chip. I love Fantastic Four and X-Men. I wish this was not a 4-issue miniseries and was an ongoing. But yeah, this is dope, man. Basically, all of the Krakoans, all the mutants on Krakoa want all the mutants to live on Krakoa. And Franklin Richards is a mutant. He's missing. He ran away from home because of what happened in the first issue. So you got Fantastic Four trying to find their kids. X-Men's trying to find them as well. And defend Krakoa because they know Reed Richards and company are going to come through busting, looking for Franklin and Valerie. So yeah, it's definitely a must read if you're reading any of these Dawn of X titles. Chip Zdarsky is an awesome writer. The artwork here, who's this by? Dodson, and Martin. It was okay. I remember being better than the first issue, so I liked it. All right, so we got Benjamin Percy, Basil Dua, and Guru EFX on X-Force issue 8. Man, I love this issue. You had a team-up issue with Colossus and Domino. They're both scarred. They're both messed up from being resurrected. And basically you have Domino hunting down this other person who seems to have taken her luck powers. Remember, when we first started X-Force, she was captured and they were taking her skin and making assassins out of them. So her and Colossus are kind of just going after this person, these persons, I should say. So definitely was a dope issue. The artwork was great. The emotional scenes between Colossus and Domino were awesome. I don't know if we've really seen them interact that much in the past. It almost feels like what he would have done with Kitty Pryde and like Astonishing X-Men, that type of, not like a romantic relationship, but they definitely cared about each other, and they have like the same pain that they're sharing. All right, guys, the pick of the week. I'm surprised. This is the first time this title's been my pick of the week, and it was like the first book that I read today, and I was like, yo, this is gonna be my pick of the week. Hickman, X-Men issue 7. Incredible issue, man. This deals with the ethics of resurrecting the mutants once they die. What's to stop us from bringing them back with Magneto's power, which in Powers of 10, that happened. You had characters like Rasputin 4. So this is kind of planting the seeds because they can bring them back with whoever's powers or a mixture of people's powers. So it played with that. It played with the religious aspect because, Nightcrawler was like, yo, what's going on when we die? Do our souls, are they in limbo until we bring the people back? He's trying to wrap his mind around what's going on with the resurrection because he's a very religious person, So, incredible issue. I thought this was awesome. My favorite X-Men issue so far from Dawn of X out of the X-Men title that Hickman's writing. and pick of the week for sure, man. Also, you know how to pick up this Kingpin Funko Pop. I'm out of the Funko Pop game, but I had to get Kingpin, so this one finally came through. I know it's been out for a while. Let me know what your favorite book was this week in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching. We're pretty much at this 60,000 subscribers, so we're going to go ahead and give away this quarter-scale Sagat statue from Street Fighter by PCS Collectibles. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like, and you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.
They're saying I'm harmless, call me Cassidy, I'm bringing the carnage. Story the farthest, I'm a psychopath with a joker's lab bipolar. So there's two of me and only one of you, so do the math. I leave you stunned without the flash. No Wally West, no Barry Allen, reverse flash, they can't stand it. Comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable, something like Mint Collectibles, ayy. I'm a Gemini and we get it right. We amazing, no spider bites, so we doing reviews and getting the views. Venom my ooze, book of the week, can see me Wednesday and see what I choose. If it's about comics, then I got the news. Subscribe to the channel and you never lose, ayy. I show what I got and what's in the box. On top of my comments whenever they drop. Tell you what's coming and tell you what's hot. We keep it professional. We Mint Collectibles.